One day, Gordon was feeling extra tired and extra grumpy. "I get so tired, but nobody cares. They say I'll be better after a rest, but never fully consider the needs of a big engine like me. Why don't you give your tenders to Henry, and then you can become a tank engine and have a nice bunker," said Thomas cheekily, "and then you can shunt trucks in the yard all day." Luckily for Thomas, the big engine could not muster a response. He was indeed very puffed up and was struggling to build up steam. Later that morning, Gordon backed down onto the express. "I'm an express engine. I'm not allowed to be tired. The passengers are relying on me." But by the first station, Gordon could not move a wheel. He hissed mournfully as he waited for Henry to take his train. The passengers were furious. Until at last Henry arrived to take them the rest of the way. "My oh my, Gordon, what do you call this? Almost like a super rescue." "There is nothing super about this. Get a move on," muttered Gordon bitterly. But now, after pulling Gordon to the other end of the line, Henry was now worn out too. There was now no one to take the express, which was due out in 10 minutes. "How can the Fat Controller run his railway with you two big engines slacking off like this?" teased Duck. The two big engines had not the steam to apply to this comment. They just stared blankly at each other. Thomas was about to chip in when suddenly a big booming familiar voice was heard. "Thomas and Duck, I need you to pull the express, as Henry and Gordon are indisposed." Right away, sir. Thomas and Duck quickly backed down onto the train. "We need another engine for this," said Thomas. Concurred Duck. "If only—" "What about me?" quizzed Percy. "Perfect," said Duck. With Percy in the lead, the unusual train departed from the big station with 3 engines. They cascaded through the junction and raced through Edward Station, gaining speed all the while. However, when they reached Gordon's Hill, things started to become more difficult. They pulled and puffed as hard as ever they could. When all of a sudden, there was a loud bang! Percy came to a sudden stop. "Your safety valve was burst. You're not going anywhere," sighed the driver. "What do we do now?" asked Duck. "We can't pull the train and push Percy as well." "Yes, we can. We have to," puffed Thomas. The 2 engines started again, grinding their wheels up the hill. "We can do it. We can do it. We will do it. We will do it." And at last they reached the top of the hill. They had nearly made it to the final station when, bang, bang, Thomas and Duck's safety valves had burst as well, and were leaking steam everywhere. And then they heard the puffing of a big blue engine trotting towards them. "Oh dear," thought Thomas and Duck, as he loomed closer and closer. They knew now they would never hear the end of it. "I'm so out of puff," complained Duck. Just then, Gordon returned, but instead of mocking them, he just smiled and winked at Thomas. Thomas knew exactly what Gordon meant, and remembered the alliance they had formed years ago.